Hi, happy 2026, happy new year. I hope that the first month of this brand new year has been going well for you. My name's Lou and I'm an illustrator. I've been wanting to make art videos for quite a while, and I thought that with the new year, there is no better time to start. A bit of background to this piece. After the first week of the new year, I had been seeing so many different horse illustrations that people had made for the upcoming Lunar New Year. All the horse illustrations did just make me think, when was the last time I drew a horse? And so I ended up going off and doodling some horses, which they turned out pretty good considering the fact that, like I said, I don't know when the last time, if ever, I have actually drawn a horse. That same doodling session I ended up doing Scottish folklore creatures, because that was my initial illustration idea. And after doodling Nessie and a Selkie, when I went to draw a kelpie, that's when the inspiration hit, and I realised that I just had to do an illustration based on them. Which, I don't know, I think that feels pretty fitting for all the horse illustrations that I have seen. So what you've just seen so far is me using soft pastels to try and get a base tone, because I wanted a bit more warmth to come through. Originally this was going to be a mixed media piece. I was going to be using both soft pastels and gouache. You'll see later that idea fell through. And as you've just seen me putting down some watercolour to be able to outline the kelpie a bit more, because I was starting to lose it and had to keep on redrawing it every time I put the pastels down, just to make it a bit easier and a bit more prominent as well. And then after that, putting some more pastels down for the background. Watching this back, I do really like how I've put down the pastels in the background. I do really like the little kind of watery baby effect I was trying to go for, and I think that could have actually worked out really well if I just had a bit more confidence in the execution. But sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes you second guess your choices and then later you go back and you're like, hey, that was a good idea, that could have turned out great. But oh well, that is a part of the creative process. But I think I would definitely try this mixed media combo again in the future. This part that you're watching is after spraying the pastel again with fixative. It just could not keep a lot of it down, and a lot of the colour had actually pulled off of it, which is when I gave up on trying to make this a mixed media and instead just made it a fully gouache piece. So this is just me going over that background. I do definitely have quite the perfectionist streak in me when it comes to my illustrations. You can see that there's moments during this where I am either reworking or overworking something, and that in turn ends up leading me to be working on my illustrations a lot longer than what they should in theory. I mean, this piece, all the recording footage was just under 6 hours long. However, there was times where I either forgot to record or purposely didn't record because I knew that it was just going to be capturing me going over the same area over and over again. So I couldn't really tell you how long this took, maybe 8 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. And it wasn't even like that was all in one day, that was spread over, I think maybe 3 days as well. So definitely going to be learning to try and curb that in this new year as well. The finished piece. I'm really happy with how this illustration turned out. I was definitely going for that kind of painterly illustrative style, folk art inspired. Even though my initial mixed media idea didn't pan out, I'm still incredibly happy with how this has turned out. So thank you so much for watching this little speed paint with me. Do they still get referred to as speed paint nowadays? I don't know. The idea of a paint with me makes it seem like it would be the whole unedited footage, which I don't think anybody's going to work wanting to watch 6 hours of me hoitering about being indecisive with this. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.